Hello and welcome back to the Cookie Chat over here on YouTube. We are just two basic bakers letting loose and keeping it real. I am Chelsea with Rolling in the Dough AZ.
Hey y'all, I'm Melissa with Missy P Sweets. Thank you so much for being here. Real quick before we jump into all of the good stuff, if you have not already, go ahead and like and subscribe. When you hit that subscribe button, you get notified every time that there's a new episode live. And with the holidays coming up, there might be some weeks that we are fulfilling a lot of orders. So maybe there's not an episode that week. So this way you're going to be notified and be able to stay on track. Also, check out our Patreon. There's so many fun things going on our Patreon. We really try and keep it updated. And I know that we've got a lot of fun things coming with the holidays and just helping everybody stay on track and things like that. So also our merch lines and our Winter Wonderland bundle class. We've got a lot, Chels.
We do. It's the busy season for all, whether it be cookies or
we don't
the Cookie Chat.
We don't sleep over here. Yeah, so just so much stuff to check out. All the links down below. Chels, I see that you are in a winter wonderland already.
I am. I'm just lavishing in my Christmas from here until January.
Is everything out?
Today on the agenda after filming, I have the main tree I need to finish. We moved locations, and I know this sounds weird, but you know when like you move furniture in your house and you're just like it takes you a little bit?
Sure.
I moved my tree from where I've had it in the past, so I'm kind of like
trying to adapt to it.
Yeah, I keep looking over at it.
For those who don't know, how many trees do you have?
I typically have 7, but one of them broke this year. So I'm either going to just...
Was that a sad moment for you? Did you yell at somebody? Was it your fault? Or was it
I was
somebody
more
else's fault?
yelling I wouldn't even yell. I was more just like, don't talk to me. And the fact that I had to restring 3 trees.
Oh no.
So taking off the lights and putting them back on is not my jam. So I think the one that broke, I'm just going to put out by the fireplace.
Yeah.
Since I already have a garland out there.
Outside. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is my thing. And I was thinking about this when I was seeing you put up all your Christmas stuff. I'm like, okay, if we added more trees, I don't even know where I would, where could I add it? Where are they all on the floor or some of them on tables?
No, they're all like at least a 6-foot Christmas tree. I have one in my dining room, one on my back patio, one in the living room, each of the kids' rooms, the cookie room, and then I typically have one in our bedroom. So, I should say bedroom and entranceway alternate. So, because Tommy's office.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
I just don't think, I mean, that's impressive. You need to send me pictures of all of these.
I will. I'll start posting them.
I know. It is hard for me to even find the spot for our main tree. And then we had, Mike is big on a real tree. And I am like, fake all the way. Not like in person. I just mean the trees.
Thanks for the clarification there.
To clarify. And so finally last year, I was like, you know what? And his office has this really beautiful bay window in the front. And I was like, why don't we do a real tree in your office with the bay window? And then we can do a fake one in the living room. And so that's what we did last year. But this year he's like rearranged his office stuff and just gotten some more stuff in there. I'm like, I don't even know that we'll get a real tree this year. And then I was like, maybe we could put one on top of the kitchen table. I don't know. I just don't think, but I am ready for having like the nice pretty tree in the living room and then another tree with all of like the kid ornaments and stuff. So I don't know. I might do like a mini tree somewhere else, but I don't trust our children to have one upstairs or in their rooms.
Oh, my kids, their favorite because the lights, like that's what they sleep with their tree on. And so the lights, and they can put all their ornaments that they make on that tree.
That's very sweet.
Each of their trees are themed. So like my daughter's is fairies and angels all in the pinks. And then my son's has changed. Now he's going more for like Lego and Harry Potter and Marvel. So like all those fun ones.
Sweet. That's really cute.
We have a tree decorating day for them in their bedrooms. So
yes. Doesn't your brother come over and do that?
Yes. Yep. He does. And so it's a whole day dedicated to their trees. And
it's really sweet.
Yeah. If you're ever thinking of where to put them, I always put them in a corner and I always get slim lines because then they're not.
Yeah. That's my thing. I feel like you'd have to get slim ones.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so no, I'm working on it. The main tree should be done today, and then and my goal was the outside, but it is pouring here today, so I don't know if I'm gonna get
God has other
the
plans for
outside.
you today, Chelsea.
He
Now, does
does.
the love of Christmas come from your childhood?
Oh yeah, yeah, on both
Yeah.
sides, my mom's
Okay.
and my dad's. My grandma had Christmas trees in every single room, including every bathroom.
Yeah.
Everything was a new theme. There's garland over every door. We started in
Aw.
October. We had to help her come do it. Like everything got changed out, including like all the bed sheets in the bedrooms, all the comforters, the dishware. So yeah, I used to like boycott it because she would recruit us and it would take so long.
Yeah.
And I was never good at wrapping lights.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think all of us have that. My brothers, me, my mom, we all, my aunts,
Well,
everybody's
that's
going to
so
continue.
fun. That is
Yeah.
fun. My mom did change our sheets. I do remember like changing over to the flannel, like
Mhm.
that flannel fabric, but I always had like fun, festive patterns on them. And then, what else did we do? We always had the garland up the stairs. Oh, and dishes. Definitely.
Yeah.
I actually have our childhood like Christmas dishes. They're very classic. But
Aww.
our family was always big on not until after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And I think it's just because my birthday is always like around Thanksgiving. And so they felt like if they did it, like this year it's actually on Thanksgiving. And so they were always big on like, okay, so we'll take in that holiday because I don't know if they felt like it would like overshadow or something, but it was never until like that weekend after Thanksgiving was
Mhm.
when it would happen. And we wouldn't turn on our outside lights until then. But I feel like this year, like in our neighborhood, anybody who has Christmas lights already on, like on the house, has them on at night. So I
Yeah,
feel like
I
it's
don't have
like trending earlier and earlier.
I don't have my front yard decorated. That we wait till after Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
but just as we all know with the craziness of the season, and I just feel like every weekend is something with cookies or with trying to make the next sample or trying to stay ahead, that if I had one tree, I would probably wait till after Thanksgiving, but because
Yeah.
it takes
So
time.
much.
Yeah.
Well, exactly to that point, I was always like, wait until after Thanksgiving. Well, now, like 4 years, this is going into my, let's see, 2018, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, this is going into my fifth Christmas. Is
Mhm.
that right? Is that right? Yeah. And Christmas holiday. And so now I'm finally like, okay, yeah, I need to get that done before.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to do it this weekend. Ours is nothing crazy. It doesn't take days.
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
cool. Well, speaking of all the craziness that
Mhm.
comes up, and as a baker this time of year, our topic today is talking about holiday pop-ups.
Yay.
Yay! Now we do have episodes about this before. A
Mhm.
fantastic one with Chelsea from Pink Lemon. She was just so wonderful telling us about it that I was inspired to do a pop up last year because of our discussion with her. And then, yeah, I think we've done like one or two episodes talking about pop ups, but I just feel like this time of year is a good time to kind of refresh and talk about our experiences with them and
Mhm.
just tips and tricks. So you have done it, right?
I have a long time ago. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a long time ago.
Yep. In the very
Yes.
beginning.
Yeah. Would you do one again?
Yes and no. In
Yeah.
all honesty, I love the idea of them. I wish I could do them. One, personally, I feel with the cost of ingredients right now, I just can't take the risk of
Yeah.
having that much extra product if it didn't sell. But if we were in a regular market, I should say, for
Mhm.
ingredients, yes, I would love to do one. I will say though, at this time, and that's what kind of backtracking to last year, if you watched last year's episode, I was planning on doing a pop-up, and
Yeah.
I love the idea because I love people coming out and seeing them and holding them and being able to do add-ons. And I just had so many visions for like the balloon arches and the snowflakes. So excited for it. But the
Yeah.
reality for the amount of cookies that I have done in the past for holiday, having people come that early and not getting product just was like, I cannot handle it.
Yeah.
So if I could get over that, yes, I think they are wonderful, especially if you're starting out and you're like partnering with somebody or working just like a little fair thing, which I have some great ideas to add. So if people are trying to grab to this, we'll elaborate on that a little bit later. But you did one. So where do you want to start in this? Because I feel
I think let's back it up. So there's 3, and we've talked about this before in earlier episodes, but I feel like we have a lot of people who have just joined us in the past 6 months or so. So just to recap, there's kind of 3 main ways that bakers, cookiers kind of sell. So it's kind of broken up, and this is not including custom orders. This is just talking about any sort of holiday cookie sales. One is, I think, the most common, a pre-sale. So that is, you are making samples, you are putting them together in pretty packages, and you're taking pictures of them, and you are putting them on a website or sharing them however you wish, and people pre-buy them. So it's just like buying a good off of Etsy. You buy it, they do not make it until you purchase it. So then once they purchase, then you generally have 1 or 2 pickup days that are available. So they know when they're purchasing it, they will be receiving it on XYZ day.
It's a guaranteed sale.
It's guaranteed sale. So you are not wasting ingredients. You're not wasting packaging. A lot of times people will try and post their stuff for sale early enough that they can actually get those funds and buy packaging with those funds, things like that. So it's a very smart thing to be doing this when I said something the other day to, who was it? A friend or something like that. And I was like, well, we're headed into a recession. They're like, no, we're in a recession. We're not headed into it. We're here.
We're already there. We've arrived.
It's the second one, if you're in Chelsea and I's generation, that we are living through.
Yes.
So anyways, it's a smart business move. Anytime that you're in something like a recession. Another thing is a flash sale. So a flash sale is you make as many cookies as you can or as you want to. And then on one given day, you on your Facebook page, Instagram, on your website, whatever, your email list, you say, hey guys, here's everything I have. Pick what you want. So it's like an online boutique sale, basically. And then there's a pop-up shop, which is literally as it sounds. It's a shop that pops up on one day, and it's a full-on cookie shop. It's a full-on cookie baked goods shop. So, so Chelsea mentioned that I did one. So yes, I did it last year. And I hosted it in my cookie room. So my cookie room has 2 doors that lead out to our patio. So I set up all my tables with all the cookies and everything like that. And they would come in through the front patio, and meander through and pick up their cookies and then go out towards the front door and check out. And it was amazing. It was so fun. And I swore, I was like, well, I'm just going to do this for every holiday. And so and we can circle back around to how to market and things like that. I am still doing one this year. However, in the past couple of weeks, I've kind of rethought exactly how I'm going to do it. Because exactly for the reasons that you said, Chelsea, is with just with the cost of everything, the way it is just kind of scary to end up with a bunch of extra product. And a lot of times if you do end up with extra product at a pop-up, flash sailing, whatever you have left over is really wonderful. Donating stuff to charities or teachers and things like that are ways to, move your product. But yeah, it got I was kind of like, I just don't know if there's going to be as much success as there was last year. And both of our girls are in school this year. So I have the time to be able to make at least double or triple what I made last time. So this year instead, what I am doing is I signed up to do a vendor booth at our high school cheer clinic, which is super popular. They have a morning session and an afternoon session, and I'm going to have a table right in between when the morning session is leaving and when the afternoon session is piling in. So my goal is I'll have cheerleader cookies and stuff like that, DIY kits. I'm doing drop cookie boxes for sure. And my goal is to have all of my Christmas pre-sale options already like live and listed by then, so that I have a little QR code all over my table and in flyers that go in their bags that they can immediately be buying right there when they see it. And then I think what I'm going to do is do drop cookie dozen boxes with some decorated cookies and maybe a decorated dozen cookie box as a pre-sale that following week so that people can have them for Christmas parties as they would need earlier on. And then I'm going to do a pop-up pickup, basically. So the pickups for the main pre-sale where I will have gift card bundles and personalized options and all of that stuff, those are all going to be pre-sold. When they come to pick them up at the pop-up, I'm imagining that I will have DIY kits, like fun, like crossword puzzle cookies, word search cookies, and drop cookies, and any additional like decorated cookies that I can make, I will. But the bulk of what I'll be doing is going to be pre-sale, I think. But so it's like a hybrid, right? You can talk. I'm done. I was long.
No, you're fine. Yes, no, definitely.
I don't know if I'm rambling, but does everybody follow?
Yes, we are on the same page as you.
Okay. So that's how I've kind of rethought. So if you were thinking about doing a pop-up, I do think that pop-ups are a great option. And if you're going to try one, I do think that Christmas is probably like the most likelihood of having success with a pop-up because it is Christmas, or it is cookie season galore. But with any pop-up I've ever done, I've always done some amount of pre-sales that have to be picked up at the pop-up because I knew then I would at least have those people showing up, you know? And then if people missed out on the pre-sale and I sold out or something like that, that's the only way for people to then come and get more cookies. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
How I'm
that totally makes sense. And you did an event, correct? Last year, you created the event on Facebook. So you kind of had
Yes. So, and I'm planning to do that again this year. So I will have basically a Facebook event. And this was advice from Chelsea at Pink Lemon that was so fabulous because you create an event so you have an idea at least of how many people to expect to be coming. And you're teasing all along the way. So as you're making cookies, I highly suggest making cookies, packaging them, freezing, right? So as you're making these cookies, you're taking pictures of them and posting them, and people are like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get my hands on that one, or I have to have that one. Are you going to make more of that one? Like what flavors does it come in? And you can also be asking things like, hey, what kind of gift cards do you guys want? I'm actually wondering this year about maybe doing like a Lowe's or a Home Depot one for.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah.
For dads.
Yeah, for dads.
I mean, that's my favorite place to get gift cards too. So.
Right? I debate. I'm like, do I do Home Depot or do I do Lowe's? But I don't know. I guess whatever fits the color combo I'm going with.
Right? Yes, exactly.
But yeah. And so you're teasing, but you also have an idea of how many people are going to be coming. So when I was like creating cookies and quantities and figuring all that out for my true pop-up that was last year, I said, okay, if at least 70% of these people come, I want them to be able to walk out with at least 2 cookies.
Yeah.
Like at least 2 options. And so that's kind of like what I worked towards. But I did only decorated cookies last year, and girl, I'm all about this drop cookie life these days. If you don't know exactly what a drop cookie is, it's like, think of crumble cookies. It's like an actual chocolate chip cookie. It's one that is generally round, really big, nice and squishy and soft. Not one that you're decorating. But I'm a big fan of that. And I think those will be great for pop-ups because they're just less time consuming and you can still get like some good money off of it and people love them.
You just sounded like Kourtney Kardashian saying that from.
Oh God.
When you said that.
I don't think I take that as a compliment.
No, if you watch the Kardashians, she has a very distinct, like the way she speaks, it just literally flashed Kourtney. The drop cookies, do you individually package those or are you just putting them?
Okay,
How are you
so
doing
I
that?
think it depends on what you're overall putting them into like a larger
Mhm.
one by. If I'm doing like I have some boxes that are bakery boxes that are kind of like skinny and long. I think
Yeah.
those ones I would not. I would just lay parchment paper down
Mhm.
underneath. And also some of them have like there's a coffee cake one that I tested and it's
Yeah.
got like a not royal icing, but it's got like a glazed icing that
Yeah.
goes over it. And that, if you try and package them and stack them, they're going to get like squished and weird.
Yeah,
So
I
I feel
do
like,
drop cookies, and that's
yeah,
what it always ends up being because mine have frosting on them.
yeah,
So they stick, but
yes.
people love them. But I'm like,
Hmm.
I always get paranoid about keeping them
Yeah,
fresh. So I
yeah,
still package them, but I
yeah.
just don't stack them on
And
top.
I do think, yeah, exactly. You could still package them and just stack them on top. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of always like, I load up my dough, I get it in the little balls, and then I freeze my dough. I am
Yeah.
very adamant about like, do not bake your drop cookies unless they are frozen because I feel like it makes them so much softer. Um, but yeah, those I did post a reel a couple of days ago with that really pretty like bakery box. And
Yeah.
for something like that, anything where you're stacking them, I would individually package. But I think you
Yeah.
just have to think through like, okay, what kind of cookie then do you have to do to make it stackable? And if it's not, then I think you do have to get like a road box.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes sense. If
Yeah.
you do not have Facebook or you don't want to mess with Facebook, there are a lot of sites now that, like, when you do birthdays and you can do a digital invite,
Hmm.
you can create something like that and then post the link of it onto your Instagram or whatever social media you're using, or send that out into an email blast if that's the mean of transportation that you use to communicate.
Hmm.
um you can send that out, and then that way you can kind of prejudge how many people are coming as well. So if you're like, I don't want to mess with Facebook, I don't know how to do event invites, I don't want to get into that, that is a little shortcut around
Totally.
how to still manage how many people are coming or kind of get an estimate of it.
Totally. For sure. And I would say too, the first time that I did a pop-up, I was
Mhm.
way too nervous to do it like totally on my own. I was I'm like, what if nobody comes? So I chose to go out and I was also still like newer. I was still trying to find all of my customers and really build that customer base. So I went out and found a location that was like more than happy to have me. It was like an upscale home decor place and it was in a really populated like downtown little square area and yeah they didn't charge me anything. I didn't have to do a kickback. I did like make sure that I did a pre-sale and I said, look, these people have to come to your store to
Mhm.
pick anything up. And so they were more than happy to have me and that was really wonderful because then people are meandering through the store and you're just gaining traction and feeling like you're not going to walk away with zero sales if you're in a place where people are obviously going there to shop and buy gifts,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So I would say that also, if you're just trying to market your pop up or your pre sale in general, make little cards, bring little samples to like places where people are spending extra money, hair salons, nail salons, like
Botox.
oh yeah, med spas for sure. I have a friend who owns a massage boutique.
Mhm.
And so every now and then, if I have like extra leftover cookies, I will bring them up to her with QR codes. Can we talk, by the way, about how QR codes have had quite the comeback? Remember how
Yes.
like I was like, this is weird. And like, what are these for? And they just kind of faded. And then the vid happened and it was like,
Everything's QR code now.
like who has the patent on that?
Right?
They're
Oh
doing
my
quite
gosh.
well.
Yeah, it makes it so nice.
Mm.
I know some states can use QR codes like for their cottage food law. Arizona
Yeah.
is not one of those. Um,
Uh,
yeah, you still have to have your stuff, but I mean, it's a great way that they can scan the back of the cookie and go to your website or go to your social media. So it's a great advertising
mhm,
if you want to add that.
for sure.
Kind of piggybacking off of what Melissa was talking about. So here is my thought that if I ever, sorry, noise, you guys.
I
We got
didn't
an
even
ice
hear
machine. Okay, I'm like, oh gosh, it's like
it.
crunching. You can hear it. Anyway,
Oh.
here's my idea for a pop up. If I were to do a pop up right now, we all know makers, bakers, creators that are friends, like the wooden signs, the keychains, the
Mhm.
t-shirts. So, like for Melissa's house, for example, how cute would it be if you had little stations within the house and like
I've
you all
actually
got
done that.
together? Yeah, where like somebody could come out and like they have their wooden signs for sale and then like they step to the next booth. Or all
Mhm.
you people who have beautiful, huge yards back east, like in your front yard, kind of do like just a little farmer's market type style
Mhm.
and see if people all in your neighborhood who are creators or small business owners all want to get together in your neighborhood. And then that way you guys can all market it out together. You have the access to all of those people's customers. And that way you are guaranteed somebody to come out. Like if you're saying, I only have X amount of customers and I don't know, okay, well, these other people will be coming for this booth, but they'll still happen to see yours. So,
Mhm.
great idea if you guys want to partner up with people or if there's another cookier in your area. For example, if somebody does more of like the drop cookies, like Melissa was talking about, or cakes or cupcakes, but doesn't highly focus on cookies, you could be the cookie person, they could be the cake person. So, it's just a way to get your name out there. If you don't feel comfortable going to a boutique or a store and kind of asking, take it upon yourself, put it together. Like I'm even thinking balloon arches since there's so many people who are doing those right now.
I feel like
How
everything you're saying,
fun.
I'm like, yeah, we've done. Actually, there's a lady in our
Melissa's
neighborhood
done everything.
who does balloon
She's like,
arches.
done it.
There's a lady in our neighborhood. Well, I have a marketing background, so basically anything. If you like have a marketing, I've probably like been like, yeah, yeah. So no, in our old neighborhood when I first started, I actually was my very first Christmas doing cookies, and she did that. So she did hand lettering. She did like calligraphy stuff. So she hosted, we had a calligrapher there. We had like a jewelry person, like a Stella and Dot person. We had like a clothing
Mhm.
line person. Oh, there was it was a lot more like not so much crafty. It was more so like the direct sale, like the sales marketing, like the Usborne books. Do you know that
Mhm.
brand?
No, I do not.
Um, yeah, it's like a book that's sold. It's like a Mary Kay version, but like with books. So you like have to
Hmm,
know a person to buy the books. But
interesting.
anyways, and so yeah, I did that, and it's a phenomenal, and because you are like getting and also like you just don't feel like alone. You're all kind of
Right.
like talking to each other, and it's more like a chill girls night sort of vibe. I feel like our neighborhood actually apparently used to, we didn't live here when they did this, but they used to do like a makers market like in the middle pavilion area. I wish that they still did, but they don't. So I love that idea, and I love the balloon arches. So we have, like I was saying, there's a lady in our neighborhood who does balloon arches, and I already talked to her. I'm like, maybe for my pop up, we could do like a big balloon arch.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing too, that my friend who owns the massage boutique, I told her, I'm like, if you want to put like either a coupon code or like a business card, I'm happy to include those things in my like pickups, in my
Yeah.
pickup bags. And it's almost like a trade. So if you do have friends who have an Etsy shop or are doing that stuff, be like, hey, can I give you my flyer? And you can hand that out with your things and then like do a trade. I'll hand your flyers out with my stuff or, you
That could
know,
be cute if you did like need a small business, like a last gift idea, and then just have their QR codes. And it's like, don't worry, I did the
yes,
shopping for you.
I
And then they
love
can
that
scan the
idea.
QR and go. So that's really good. Especially like Melissa said, if you need a gift card, like if you did a cute cookie and you need a gift card, it's like, who doesn't love a massage? Who doesn't love
Oh, yeah.
simple things like that? And I feel so many people have been supporting small. So that's just
Yeah.
a great way to get it all
Well,
out there.
and with that massage boutique too, I keep talking about the massage boutique because that's something that I'm working on, but you could apply this to really anybody. So I'm planning to do like either a mini bundle of cookies that are like
Hmm.
massage, like Christmas massage based, or like just a single cookie and pair it with a gift card to
Hmm.
them. And so, I mean, I'm planning to have like a flyer at their boutique that's like, hey, if you want a gift card as gifts, like here you can purchase it through her and get like the cute like bundled up package together with the cookies.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so
No,
many little ideas for that.
I know.
Also with your pop-ups, I would definitely think if this is your first one, I would highly recommend doing it like the first week or two of December. So that way, if you end up with extra product, you still have a time to freeze it and flash sale it or do a pre sale because you can still pre sale with stuff that you've already made. You just have to set an amount. So if you have a website, um, or even if you're using a form, you can say I only have X amount left. So you can put 5 as the quantity. And then when they're sold out, they're sold out. So you could still do a pre-sale, even though the stuff is already made.
Basically like a flash sale.
It is like a flash sale, yes, but you can still set it up in the sense of just like if you were to put a quantity limit on something because of packaging during a pre-sale. So in your mind, you can still say, hey, pickup is on this date. Here you go. But it just gives you a chance to sell those things. Again, reaching out to your community right now, I feel like in our like local community group, there's so many people posting things that they're offering for the holidays. So try that route. If you do end up with some type of extra, we all have at one point. The pop-up I did end up with extra, but I did a flash sale and said, hey, this is what was left after, and it sold out. So don't feel discouraged, but do try and be realistic. I would highly recommend looking at your prior to sales and kind of gauging what the trajectory of your Christmas sales are going to be if you don't have anywhere to start.
Yeah.
I would personally, and this is just me, I would rather make a quantity that I know is going to sell and then, like Melissa said, put something in there saying, I'm going to have a flash sale. If you didn't get everything you wanted or you need more, please pay attention to this date where I will have a flash sale. So doing something like that, it's just, this market is so unpredictable.
It really is. It really is. I will say too, one of the great things about Pop is people tend to make like, not trigger decisions, but what's it called when you're checking out? Impulse purchase.
I'm like, it's clicking now.
It's there. Impulse purchase. So it's, and I don't know if you ever hear this, but do you ever get from customers, oh my gosh, they're so much cuter in person?
Yes. That's why I love pop-up shops, because they can see them. And part of sales is having the product in somebody's hand, because then they feel like they own it and they're like, oh, this is mine. I don't want to put it back down.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I do love too the idea of, well, one, I would recommend having samples if you can at your pop-up. Especially if you're offering a different flavor than your like traditional sugar cookie. So if you are able, go ahead and get some samples out there. But the other thing that I did when I was doing the pop-up at the home decor store was I actually left cookies with them that were not for sale, but it was exactly for that purpose of like, these are the sorts of things that are going to be there. And so people were like falling in love with those cookies, and they legit came back on that day of it. So I would say if you're able to, not even just a flyer, but if you can have some like physical samples there, not for people to necessarily take or buy, but to just show a visual representation of truly what a decorated cookie can look like. I think that really helps.
I also loved having the extras, and I know we talked about it last year, but if you haven't watched that episode, having like a stack of Christmas cards. So then that way, like it comes with a Christmas card in an envelope. It's an extra charge, but it's right there. They do not have to stop somewhere and now buy a Christmas card to go along with their gift. And then also having separate gift cards. So I think at the time it was like I did $5 and $10 Starbucks cards. I already had them pre-purchased right there. And then they could just add that in. So they could grab a cookie. That way they weren't limited to like, if I did a coffee cup and a gift card, that wasn't the only option. So if they're like, I want to like half dozen cookies and throw a gift card with it and a Christmas card, it's all done. One stop shop. If you have time, if you have somebody who loves to, like my grandma loved wrapping gifts, you could have like a cute, like pick your, tissue paper and bag and just wrap it all up right there. And it's like, here you go. It's all done.
That's really sweet. I love that idea with the gift card. I would say normal times, like, absolutely. Like get as many as you can there, because those were always the first ones to go, like in my pop-ups. the gift card bundles were gone. And I was like, dang it, next year I'm going to make more of those. I will say that is the thing that I'm going to only do as pre-sale this year are gift card bundles. Because I'm like, I do not want to be stuck with.
Yeah, if I got like, I would pick someplace that I'm going to shop. So like if I knew that I was a Starbucks drinker, it's like, well, I'm going to spend this money here.
Okay, well, and the great thing with that is too, I guess, if you're doing like a Starbucks or a Target or Amazon, and if you have leftovers, save them for teacher appreciation.
Valentine's Day, all of those.
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day, Easter. Teacher appreciation. So I guess at the end of the day, it's kind of like a packaging thing. Like you will have opportunity to use it. So I guess
and keep them low. Keep them $10 and below. Don't go like a $25 Target gift card. Like they can go get those. I'm talking a $5, $10 little something extra bonus to add. But yeah, so the packaging stations, the gift cards, the Christmas cards, also for your checkout, trying to make it as streamlined as possible. If you can recruit somebody to do the checkout for you, so you can worry about like doing the sales aspect of it and just having like a separate table where people come over and check out. And having the payment QR codes already up, or your usernames, like if you do Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal, giving them the options. I did find if you had options, because some people are like, I don't have PayPal, or I don't have Venmo. So if you do have more than one option, having a card scanner, if you have PayPal, then any of those, they're going to be able to work with something to scan the cards, and then cash. But having somebody who already has that station handled, as well as everyone works this differently. I've seen people put like the little round stickers with the price tag on the back, so whoever's doing checkout can just flip them over. I know in PayPal you can preset designs and with their cost, so you can have something labeled like pink elf, and so whoever's doing it can pull it up, scan down to like, how many pink elves do you have? 2, and it already pre-populates out the pricing.
Yeah, that's how Square works exactly the same way. Like I took a picture of every single thing. This is also something that I was noting for this year when I was thinking through the pop-up, is as soon, because I'm planning to make a bunch of stuff and then freeze it. So as soon as I'm done making it, I'm taking a picture, and in your picture area, you can make notes. So I'm noting exactly what flavor it is, how many I have, because when you bundle them all in the boxes to put in the freezer, a lot of times you're like, how many of those?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking notes all along the way. But also last year, I felt like I was scrambling at the end to get the pricing stuff done for my pop-up. And in Square, or you were saying in PayPal, you can do this too. You just upload a picture and you can like name it. So I'm planning to like actually be doing that as I'm going. For anything that's like I have this cheer clinic thing that I'm doing cookies for. Like I'll be doing that as I'm going, because waiting last minute for that is, and go ahead and get 2 readers. Like I'm planning to have a friend with me at the cheer clinic. That way we can both be checking people out. Cause you don't want anybody deterred and like walking away because the line is too long or it's taking too long. Also have bags available. Because you're going to have everything set up. Make sure that you have your bag. If you want to go ahead and put like a stamp of your company or QR code or whatever on there, go ahead and do that too.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be fancy smancy. You don't have to have like a million platters and all of this. I always think if the pricing and the flavor is clearly on it, because I felt like everyone would ask that, like, what flavor is this? What flavor is this? So if you had like, I don't know, Christmas elf sugar, $8 or whatever it is, like out, then it's clear as day. It allows you again to stop asking questions where you're like, oh, it's right here. And then that way you can focus on the sales, or, oh my gosh, this is super cute. Did you see this mini option that actually pairs really well with this one? Or we do have gift, whatever it might be. It just, you want to be able to be present in the moment and not like, I'm trying to check somebody out and someone's asking me a question, because then things get missed. So pop-ups, definitely ask for help. I will 100% say that.
Yeah. Yes.
Melissa's like, yes, live and learn.
Yeah. No, we actually did that last year. We had mommy's helpers that like kind of played with the girls upstairs and stuff while I like was doing.
You know what'd be super cute is if you do have kids that are like I don't know, 10, 11, whatever can help with some things, like having that little tray of samples and walking the line.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for
you want to try
sure.
some samples? So then that way when they get up there. Also, something that I have done, and I started doing it, oh my goodness, I think in August, beginning of August, is I made my apple dough and I made my orange cranberry. And I just did minis that I included in every single one of my custom orders.
Yes,
And it was just a
ma'am.
thank you cookie. So then I told people. So then when my Thanksgiving sales happened, I polled people and asked, would you like apple or would you like sugar or orange cranberry? And people already knew the flavors because they had tasted them.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are doing like a Halloween, so obviously think of this for your next coming up holidays, something like, let's say, Valentine's Day or even Christmas. Make some of those samples if you're doing like a pre-sale pickup or pop up, any of this, so people can start sampling them months ahead of time and they already know the flavor. So when you offer it, it is there.
Yes.
So
I love that.
always try to think ahead on them.
I can't believe it. I'm doing Thanksgiving and elf fulfillment this week. And then it's like full on Christmas.
I know, making those Christmas samples.
I know. I'm excited though.
Options.
I was like overwhelmed for a little while, but now I'm like, okay, I've sketched some stuff, got my colors. I'm excited.
Good. There you go. Well, we hope this was a helpful episode. If you guys have any other tips, tricks, or things that have worked or not worked in the past for you, drop them below. We'd love to hear it. Always skim down and see what other people are saying and, just spread the holiday kindness because this time of year is crazy. But we appreciate you being here. I am Chelsea with Rolling in the Dough AZ.
I'm Melissa with Missy P Sweets. May your cakes never be dry.
And your icing be shiny and crater free. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye. You have to hit unrecord.
Yeah.
It's too far.
I'm not